Hey, what's up YouTube? I am Mech. Welcome back to the BeerdedMECH channel. We missed the beer review yesterday, so this is going to be uploading on today, Saturday, instead of the usual Friday or Thursday. So I'm still here. Don't worry about it. Get right to it. Originally, I was going to do the Samuel Adams hazy. It was hazy something IPA. Because I did find it. Remember last week I said I couldn't find it? I found it, but then when I was in the store today, I just took a peek at like the singles section of beers, and I saw this, and it just looks really interesting. It looks kind of different from what I usually do. It's the Kona Brewing Co. Big Wave Golden Ale, 19.2 fluid ounces. I don't know. It's one of those things where you just browse, kinda, like, just idly, and then you find something you're not even expecting, and this looked kind of interesting. I never tried this. And it's a golden ale, and it's not, our first ale we've ever done, but I don't know, it looked interesting. Anyone who knows me well, which is probably the only person who knows this about me is probably my girlfriend. But I would love to visit Hawaii, and I feel like if I lived there, it wouldn't be off the table if I could. But anyway, I guess I'll read the can for you. It's got the Hawaiian Islands, the Hawaiian Islands here. It's kind of neat. And then a little bit of a write up here. It says, "Catch a wave. The north shore of Oahu gets all the attention, as it should, but the waves of Makaha, I'm probably saying that wrong, are just as sweet. Our brewers wanted to make a beer that went down easy after a day out on the water. Big Wave is the best for kicking back and talking story at sunset. And we're all about that." Absolutely. Underneath it says brewing liquid aloha since '94. One life, right? This is that on the top. That's cool, man. It's a little unique. A bit of a departure from what we usually do, which is cool. So let's hop on over to Beer Advocate and see what they have to say. Now, a very nice thing to see here is a good score, 81 of good. We always like to see a good score on a beer we're about to review, especially a new one. So this is a blonde ale, American blonde ale, and we can go ahead and read up on that. I don't think we've done that yet. And it is one of the most approachable styles. A golden or blonde ale is an easy drinking beer that is visually appealing and has no particularly dominating malt or hop characteristics. Rounded and smooth, it is an American classic known for its simplicity. Sometimes referred to as golden ale, these beers can have honey, spices, and fruit added, and may be fermented with lager or ale yeast. Huh. Sounds delicious. Back to this beer in particular, it has a 4.4% ABV, and let's see here, it's Kona Brewing Co. out of Hawaii, but something I noticed on the can here when I got this, it does say on the side, of course, brewed by Kona Brewing Co. in Kona, Hawaii, but also there's breweries in Portland, Oregon, and Portsmouth, New Hampshire. Hey, we're in New Hampshire. Cool. Probably why it's, I don't know. That's probably why I found it in a store near me anyway. And availability is year-round, so that's cool. And then the notes here. Big Wave is a light golden ale with a subtle fruitiness and delicate hop aroma. A smooth, easy drinking, refreshing ale. The lightly roasted honey malt contributes to the golden hue of this beer and also gives a slight sweetness to That is balanced out by our special blend of hops. Sweet. Sounds good. Let's go ahead and crack this open. Alrighty. We got our keep calm and have a beer glass. We're definitely doing just that today. We got a bit of a white, almost off-white head here. There's a bit of a rough pour, but probably about 2 fingers. Check out that color, though. It, to be honest, it does kind of look like your typical American adjunct lager piss yellow color, but it has a little bit of a hint of orangey yellow, golden, as the name suggests, and that it's also from the honey that they say is in this. It's a good looking color, for sure. You can see through it, obviously, but I mean, you can probably see all the bubbles. Plenty of carbonation going on there, but hey, it's an ale, you know. Interesting smell. We'll get a better smell in a minute once there's room in the glass, but it doesn't have much of a smell to it other than honey. Now that's very interesting. The head's almost gone there. It's really getting down. Dude, all I get in that is really honey. That's interesting. You don't get hardly any hops at all. You almost kind of get that sort of corn smell you get with like other American lagers, which is funny because this isn't even a lager, it's an ale. Kind of like I'm not sure what that is, but more predominantly through this smell is honey. So hey, cheers, aloha, with this beer. Huh. Well, that's nice. I don't know why I just poured more in there because I gotta swirl it around for more of a sniff, but that's interesting. It's very light, but it's not flavorless. It's not so light that it's flavorless, which is good. It's like you definitely get this little bit of a honey sweetness, but it's also, I hate to say it, but it kind of reminds me of Bud, or Bud Light, or Coors Light, in which it's got this watery sort of feel to it in the mouth. But at the same time, it's got this really subtle sweetness that kind of just lingers around. Huh. Huh. This is confusing. It's a little bit not what I expected, to be honest. Not really in a bad way. You know what kind of reminds me of a lot is a wheat ale. Almost like a Blue Moon or a Shock Top. The both are very similar. I don't think I've done Shock Top on the channel, but I've definitely done Blue Moon. I've had a lot of those. Now that brew predominantly is wheat and orange peel, coriander, and some other spices like that. I don't get that in this, but I do get that a little bit of honey and a little bit of spice. I'm not sure where it's coming from exactly. But it's not bad tasting. It's just, for some reason, it reminds me of just I don't know. It reminds me of other wheat ales I've had, and this isn't even a wheat ale. I might be contradicting myself on this because of the description I just read. No, I don't see anything about wheat. So anyway, it's good, it's refreshing, it's got a nice subtle sweetness underneath everything, probably from the honey. Now let's swirl it around a bit. I feel like I'm really kind of making a big deal out of this. Oh yeah, dude. You really get that honey smell when you kind of agitate it a bit. But you also get this sort of cheap, hate to say it, you kind of get this cheap smell of like, you know, adjuncts you would get in like your Budweiser, your Coors, your Miller. However, I don't have to work to drink this beer. It is good. I like that you get that subtle honey in it. It's, I don't know. I don't think it's something I'm gonna go out and just buy a whole bunch of. But it was definitely worth a shot. It was definitely worth a try. And it does taste good. It's just, it reminds me of cheaper beers, and I don't like that. I mean, obviously the score says an 81, which is good, but I don't know. It's just not doing it for me personally, I guess. Cool can. And, you know, it's neat that it's brewed in Hawaii. And the subtle honey is nice. But for some reason, the fact that it reminds me of cheaper beers is a bit of a turnoff. Sorry. Sorry, Kona Brewing Co. It reminds me of cheap beer, but it does not taste bad at all. It's definitely, it's not a bad beer. It's refreshing. It's light. It's got that nice little bit of a honey flavor, but other than that, it reminds me of cheap beer. I'm sorry to say. So anyways, guys, let me know what you think about this beer if you've had it before, and also let me know blonde ale. Is there anything out there that you particularly like from blonde ale? I will tell you one thing. A blonde ale from Guinness is very good, and I'm still looking for some to come back on the market where I live to do the black and tan, which I should probably try out on the channel with that. That would be a lot of fun. So anyways, guys, that is the Big Wave from Kona Brewing Company, Big Wave Golden Ale. And thank you for watching. Maybe we'll see you next week. Take care. Have a good weekend.